Some stories in the Bible are loud, seas splitting, mountains shaking, miracles that light up the sky. And then there are stories that whisper. This is one of those. It's the story of two boys, Gershom and Eliezer, the sons of Moses, sons of the man who confronted Pharaoh, led a nation out of slavery, and spoke with God on a mountain. And yet, when you read the Bible, it feels like they vanish, almost as if history forgot them. Before Moses ever stood before Pharaoh, before the plagues and the Red Sea, he lived a simple life in Midian. He married Zipporah, the daughter of a priest named Jethro, and together they had two sons, Gershom, whose name means a stranger there, and Eliezer, my God is my help. Their names alone tell you something. Moses was a man caught between worlds, Hebrew by birth, Egyptian by upbringing, a shepherd in a foreign land. And his sons grew up in that in-between space. They weren't raised in Egypt. They weren't raised among the Hebrew slaves. They were raised in the quiet hills of Midian, far from the story that was about to explode across history. The mission was enormous, the danger was real, and the responsibility was overwhelming. At some point, and Scripture doesn't give us the details, Moses sent his wife and sons back to Midian for safety. Maybe Moses simply didn't want his family caught in the crossfire. Whatever the reason, when the Israelites marched out of Egypt, Moses' sons weren't with them. They weren't there for the plagues. They weren't there for the Red Sea. They weren't there for Sinai. And sometimes, when you're not present for the big moments, history moves on without you. Much later, after the Exodus, Jethro brought Zipporah and the boys back to Moses in the wilderness. It's a brief moment in Scripture, almost easy to miss. No speeches, no dramatic reunion, just a family quietly brought back together. And then the story shifts again. The spotlight moves. The narrative follows the nation, the covenant, the wilderness journey, and Moses' sons fade into the background. It's not that they were erased. It's that the Bible wasn't telling their story. The focus was on the nation of Israel, its birth, its struggles, its covenant with God. And leadership didn't pass through Moses' family line. It passed through Aaron's. Aaron's sons became the priests. His descendants carried the spiritual leadership of Israel for generations. Moses' sons weren't rejected. They simply weren't chosen for that role. And because they didn't become priests, kings, or national leaders, the biblical narrative moves past them. Their story becomes quiet, almost hidden. Not everyone in the Bible stands on a mountaintop. Not everyone becomes a leader, a prophet, or a hero. Some people live faithful, ordinary lives in the background, unseen by history, but not unseen by God. Gershom and Eliezer remind us that being connected to greatness doesn't always mean being in the spotlight. Sometimes the most meaningful lives are the ones lived quietly, faithfully, without applause. The sons of Moses weren't erased. They were simply part of a story bigger than themselves, a story that didn't need their names to shine. And sometimes, that's enough.